What's up, everybody? Welcome back to MacTheMovieGuy.com's YouTube. That's me, Mac, and guess what we're doing today? Yep, it's March, so it's time for my best of 2021. I know I did it really late, but I really wanted to try to watch as many films as humanly possible in order to try to make this list the most comprehensive list I could come up with. So, a couple of notes real quick for those new to my channel. I'm a blind film critic, so this list is obviously going to be skewed one way, and I'm not going to give out awards for things like visual effects and cinematography. If I had paid better attention in 2021, I probably could have gotten best editing and best sound, because sound mixing and sound design, but I didn't. So this year I'm not going to talk about editing or sound mixing and sound design. But yeah, definitely not visual effects. I also didn't pay enough attention to original song, but I'll be adding those categories in next year. So some categories won't have a full list of nominees because I don't feel like I watched enough films in those categories to warrant 5. Some might just have a winner and a runner-up. Some might just have a winner. We'll discuss it as we go through. Just a couple films I'll admit to having not seen this year that are pretty major and I kind of feel bad about. Due to either accessibility reasons or just running out of time and just never got around to it. I never did get to see Drive My Car and Parallel Mothers and The Worst Person in the World. None of those have English audio description, so I don't speak those languages. They can't affect my voting at all because I didn't get to see them. I haven't seen Cyrano. I really wanted to see that. I haven't seen Jockey. I never got around to Sweetwater or Respect. And I actually haven't seen No Time to Die. I didn't see it in theaters, and I know Amazon is buying the studio, and I really just keep avoiding paying for it because I feel like it's just going to show up on Prime Video, and then I'm going to kick myself for having paid a ton of money for No Time to Die. Anyway, so those are the films that I think would probably maybe impact races, but the rest of them, you know, like I didn't see Snake Eyes, the new G.I. Joe movie. I don't think it would be nominated. I just have a feeling. So don't worry about that. But so let's get into it. I am going to break this video up into multiple parts, both for my sanity and for yours, because I'm remembering these from memory, and which is where everybody remembers things from. And we're going to get right into it. So, best original score. I went with a winner and a runner-up here, and the winner is Encanto, and the runner-up is Dune. When I sat down at the end of the year and thought about the films and the music that impacted me the most, I thought about the films that had music that I actually remembered. I thought about the music that actually sort of, I felt like made the film better. And those were the two that I felt like really had scores that made the difference. Encanto has a great score aside from the songs written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. I think people think it's just the vocally sung songs written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, but there's really an interesting score beneath it. Interestingly enough, you won't see these films pop up anywhere else on any of my lists, but I did love the score for both of these films. So, next up, we've got something that's really easy to do, Best International Feature. I will tell you that every once in a while you do get films with at least English dubbing, and then every once in a while you get a film with English audio description. And I can promise you I've seen at least more than one international feature this year, so this was easy for me to at least give a winner, and I've chosen A Hero from Amazon, and thank you so much for the English audio description on that. I'm actually a big fan of Asghar Farhadi. I think he's a terrific director coming out of Iran. I really loved his previous films have been really great. Yeah, so I'm quite surprised this didn't get into the Oscar race this year. But it's a great film. It's on Amazon, so check it out. Has English audio description too. All right, next up, best documentary feature. Here, this was a really tough category. I did see quite a few documentaries this year that I really loved, but I went with winner Attica, and I tied two runner-ups, Summer of Soul and LFG. Attica is my favorite documentary because of how it made me feel walking out. I felt like a gut punch in many ways. I felt similar to the same way that I felt when I saw like The Cove, where I like wanted to like run out and just change the world and try to, you know, fight all of the atrocities I just saw in the last 2 hours of the film. It's really an extraordinary movie, but so is Summer of Soul. It's just that Summer of Soul isn't the kind of film that makes you want to go out and change somebody's life. It's just a great documentary. And LFG, watching the women's soccer players fighting for equal pay, I thought was also a great documentary. So those are three great documentaries. I would recommend them to anybody, but I give Attica the edge there. Moving on to best animated feature. This is gonna surprise some people, but the winner is Luca, and the runner-up is Vivo. Yeah, I did not choose Encanto, and even if I went to 5 nominees, Encanto would not be here. I didn't like Encanto that much. Music's fine. Plot-wise, not so much. I did really love Luca, though. I thought Luca was a sort of a nice little surprise in the middle of the summer. I didn't expect much from a film that Disney was kicking straight to video, you know, but it was a really delightful film, kind of progressive for Disney Pixar, and I'm really happy to have Luca sort of in my Pixar family of films that I love. And Vivo is an adorable film on Netflix that every time I walk up to someone, I'm like, have you seen Vivo? Nobody's seen it. I think maybe they just assumed it was some trash dump onto Netflix, but it's actually a really heartfelt film about this little animal voiced by Lin-Manuel Miranda and his quest to kind of make things right for his human. And it's full of great music as well, and I just really don't know why Vivo didn't hit more than it should have. So that's that category. Moving on to Best Adapted Screenplay. My winner here is Coda, and the other nominees that would round out the 5 are The Last Duel, Tick, Tick, Boom, Spider-Man No Way Home, and West Side Story. So, Coda is one of those things that initially when I watched the film, I did not realize it was adapted. And then I found out that there was a little French film, and that's how Coda became adapted. And it's a great script about, you know, this family fighting against time and change, and also having to deal with their own disabilities. And of course, yeah, that's going to resonate with me, just like Sound of Metal did last year. So maybe it resonates more with me than it did with you. But and then watching Emilia Jones's character struggling to stick with her family, but also wanting to do her own thing and pursue music. It was just the script was really well done, having to have her, you know, communicate verbally and through ASL, and also the whole fishing element of the story. I don't know. I thought it was a great script. It really moved me. I did really love what Tony Kushner did with West Side Story. He adapted sort of already what had been adapted and changed it and made it work and made it better. So that was there. Obviously, I love Spider-Man. I think it's the culmination of everything. And that's why it works so well. The script to Tick, Tick, Boom is great. That musical is not easy to put into a movie and make it coherent. It's on stage, it's a bit of a mess. It's not nearly as wonderful as it is in film form. And The Last Duel is just it's a great script. You know, you had to tell the same story 3 different times. So all of those films, bravo. I don't know why some of you guys didn't get Oscar nominations in this category, but I digress. And the nominees, well, the winner and the nominees for Best Original Screenplay. The winner is Mass. The other nominees are Being the Ricardos, Belfast, Come On, Come On, and Shiva Baby. Mass is just, it's the script that wrecked me. It just absolutely just destroyed me. It's so good. It's the kind of script that I think that when you pass it around to actors, that they feel like they have to be in this project. It's interesting that they got these great character actors in the film, because I feel like had this film been given a bigger studio and bigger attention and they were passing the script around, I mean, you'd see like Tom Hanks, Denzel Washington, Julia Roberts, you know, I mean, you would see like these, anybody would want to be in this film. It's just, the script is amazing. It allows everybody, all 4 of the actors shined. They had this such great interaction and dialogue in the script. It's a 1 location movie, and it's so interesting and it's so good, and I will never forget Mass. Terrific screenplay. So Belfast, bravo to Kenneth Branagh for writing an incredibly personal work that worked, as you know, both a historical moment and also, you know, coming of age tale. Being the Ricardos, how do you not pick something from Aaron Sorkin? His dialogue is amazing. It just cracks on screen. Come On, Come On was just a great screenplay. It just felt like real life in many ways. I thought they did a great job with that. And Shiva Baby, great concepts, very original. I'm sure it was easy to shoot because of the pandemic. I don't know if they needed to shoot it during the pandemic, but I'm sure the pandemic would have made this film easy to shoot anyway. But yeah, so those are my 5. And now moving on to Best Ensemble. And how I look at Best Ensemble is, when I say Best Ensemble, I think about the depth of the performances within the film, like how many different roles and actors there were in the film that were all solid. The whole cast, you know, making it difficult to pick out just one performance. It's really, you just love the whole cast. Like, everybody participated. It didn't feel like the film rested on the shoulders of one person. Not to slight, but to give an example, something like Spencer, for example, which I haven't nominated in anything, rests very heavily on Kristen Stewart. I don't think that this is that's the kind of film that gets an ensemble award. It just feels like it's her. Like, you go to Spencer to see Kristen Stewart's performance. So I don't nominate those type of films here. Anyway, without further ado, my nominees and winner for Best Ensemble. My winner is West Side Story. And rounding out the nominees are Belfast, Coda, Everybody's Talking About Jamie, The French Dispatch, Don't Look Up, The Harder They Fall, Mass, Spider-Man No Way Home, Nightmare Alley. So, that's what I got for Best Ensemble. I did think that West Side Story, when you see in my acting categories, you'll notice that across the categories, I managed to nominate 5 different actors into the categories because I thought the performances were so strong, but yet I also had like Sophie's choice of, I can't just pick one of them, you know. How do you do that, you know? And some of the other ensembles are the same way. Belfast just has a really strong core ensemble to it where they all did a good job. Even Jude Hill, the little kid in Belfast, is fantastic. So a lot of films are that way. Don't Look Up is very much an ensemble film. French Dispatch is very much an ensemble film. That's why it works. The Harder They Fall is very much an ensemble film. That's why it works. Nightmare Alley is very much an ensemble film, and that's why it works. So these are all pretty obvious choices when you really sit back and look at it. It's like, did the film work? Yes, it's because of the wide ensemble and the amount of roles in which they played. Even Spider-Man, it may not feel like an ensemble film to you because you think of it being just Spider-Man, but it really is. I mean, you have all the villains, all the side characters, everybody participated in the success of that film. So, yeah, the smallest ensemble that I chose was Mass, but those four characters just together work so well, and it's so hard to choose between them. So those are my picks for Best Ensemble, and that's going to wrap up the first half of this award. So come back later because I still have to do some acting categories. I still have to do director, and I still have to do picture. So until the next video, let me know if you like or disagree in the comments. Are you surprised that I did or didn't pick something? Are you mad at me now? Share your rage in the comments. Maybe you are surprised and love some of the picks that I chose. Whatever your thoughts, whatever your feelings are, you can tell me about them in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out MacTheMovieGuy.com for more thoughts of mine, and there will be a part 2 to this video, so check that out too. All right.